All right, we have not done this part here. Question is, what do we do with that 1,160? It will be recorded on the debit side of your debtors allowances, and it will be recorded on the credit side of your debtors control. That is because your debtors will be owing you less. That's why we record it on the credit side of your debtors control. Let us do exactly that. Record it on the debit side of debtors allowances. It did not have any opening balance, so the balance brought forward will be 0. We'll just add total allowances, which is that 1,160, and just balance it off. And then we will record it on the credit side of debtors control, as that total reduces what debtors are owing us. Now we already have recorded 9,192. We now need to reduce it by debtors allowances, which is the selling price of goods returned by debtors. There's nothing else that you can record here, so you can just balance this off, calculate your balance carry down, and your balance brought down. You will notice that your balance brought down or carried down this 16,333. It is the same as the total that you have in your debtors list. You remember we spoke about this in the previous video? There it is. Okay, they must always be the same. And someone might be wondering, but how did we get it? Guys, we have done this so many times. You'll take the bigger side. So this is the bigger side, and then you find the total. This is the total, and then you minus what you have in the smaller side. So I subtracted this 1,160, and that's how I got this 16,332. Okay. In our cash receipts journal, what I have recorded was that transaction on the 25th. Someone just asked me the last transaction, which is what we have not recorded, just asked me, how do we deal with this one here? But guys, this is cash. So cash sales go to the CRJ. Cash sales will go to the CRJ, okay? So that amount, I'm going to record it in the CRJ, but please note this 1,820 is the selling price. They didn't say anything about the markup or cost of sales. Therefore, I'm going to use this markup, which is 30% on cost, okay? They didn't give me a cost code, so the only way I can find cost of sales is by using that markup percentage. And how am I going to use that markup percentage? Please note that sales will be at 130 because the markup is 30%. You just add 30 to 100, and cost of sales will be 100. So I'm going to multiply by 100 and divide by 130. So you will take the amount that you were given, which is 1,820, if I'm not mistaken, and multiply this by 100. Okay, so multiply it by 100 and then divide it by 130. Obviously, my handwriting is horrible here. And it'll give you a cost of sales amount. And your cost of sales amount for this one here will be 1,400. And now you can total everything up, okay? So this sales amount here, I need to record it on the debit side of bank, but I didn't have the bank account here. I'll just say debit side of bank. And then I'm going to record it on the credit side of sales. I will record it on the credit side of sales. So I will record it on the credit side of sales. I do have the sales account, so I'll just record it in the sales account on the credit side. So let's just do that quickly. Record it on the credit side of sales as bank CRJ. They don't have to follow one another. You can start with debtors control and then bank, but I started with bank and then debtors control. And this will give me my total for sales, which is 42,012. It'll be 42,012. And that's it. That's it. Okay. I'm just left with the cost of sales amount. What was the cost of sales amount here? The cost of sales amount was 2,350. So this 2,350, I am going to record it on the debit side of cost of sales, debit side of cost of sales, and then record it on the credit side of trading stock because I'm losing my stock, okay? I will record it on the debit side of cost of sales. Remember, cost of sales increase whenever we sell. So I will record it on the debit side of cost of sales. So I will record it on the debit side of cost of sales and then record it on the, I don't know if I already recorded cost of sales. Yes, I don't know if I recorded it. Okay, I will record it on the debit side of cost of sales. Let me just stick to this for now. I will record it on the debit side of cost of sales, and the folio there will be CRJ. The folio amount there will be CRJ. All right, and that is it with respect to the CRJ. I don't know if I did finish off the debtors allowances. And for the debtors allowances, um, I think I only recorded the debtors allowances total. I don't think I recorded the cost of sales total. So this cost of sales total, I will record it on the debit side of trading stock. The reason why I'm recording it on the debit side of trading stock is because I'm getting stock back. So my customers have returned goods, I'm getting that stock back. And because cost of sales only increases when we sell, now it will decrease by the cost price of goods returned. It will decrease by the cost price of goods returned. All I'm going to do is to go to my trading stock account and increase it by that amount, which is 800 Rand. And then you take the bigger side, you minus the smaller side. The balancing figure there will be 11,260. You get your totals, and that 11,260 becomes your balance brought down. Okay. And as I've said, that amount will be recorded again on the credit side of cost of sales. It's because cost of sales only increases when you sell. It increases at cost price when you sell. Therefore, when goods are returned, your cost of sales expense will decrease by the total cost of goods returned, which is 800. And then you just balance it off. And take the bigger side, total it, and minus the smaller side. You get balance carried down of 18,740, which will be balance brought down in the new month. All right. Did I do everything? I think I did. Okay. And you can try this classwork. Okay. I think the only trick I put in this classwork is that 20% that you were not given debtors control at the beginning of the month, and you were also not given the balance that is owed by one of the debtors. So there was no way you can get this, but they told you that 20% of, well, before you do anything, I just want you to give yourself 40 minutes and do this. Sit down and do it for 40 minutes, okay? And then press play. All right. So when you press play, I will just explain that this 20% tells you that 20% of all sales at the beginning of the month were on credit. So credit means that'll be your debtors control. So you will take your 30,000 times it by 20%. The value that you get there will be the balance of your debtors control at the beginning of the month. And once you have this here, it's easy for you to get that over there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, okay? Okay, let me just show you solutions because I assume that you have done it, obviously, for 40 minutes. And these will be your solutions. So what I did here is that I got my debtors control, and after getting my debtors control, I subtracted what M Mkhize was owing, all right? And when you take your debtors control and subtract what Mkhize was owing, you will get what L Mahlang was owing, which is 2,500. And yeah, just wanted to explain that part. That was the only part that was tricky, I think. Alrighty, guys. I think that is it from me, and all I can say is, khotso.